So let us know once we are able to see my screen. It's visible.
Yeah, we are able to see.
Okay, thank you. So I'll give again brief introduction about what is Oracle and what is the use of in the real time and on in the project level. So the Oracle is one of the database in that we are using SQL, that is structured query language. So the main objective of this structured query language, in the name itself it was there, we are storing the data in a structured format, that is nothing but tables. Tables contains rows and columns, and it is one of the query language. Why you are calling as query means, so we are writing all the queries here, there is no programming code involved in this, but here it contains different types of versions in the market. So initially we have like prior versions like 4, 5, 6 and 7i, 8, 8, 10g, 11g and 12c and 21c is the latest version in the market. So I defining indexing and gridding and clustering concepts in order to increase the performance. So we are using the latest versions, and the main objective of the database or Oracle is to store the data in database. So whatever we are storing, so we are extracting the data. So that is I already said it is always structured format tables and contains rows and columns. Whatever we are storing via the Informatica Power Center ETL tool, we are extracting that information and we are loading into the tables and files and based on the requirement, and we can use extraction and we can use for reporting purpose also, the data reporting purpose. Whatever we store data based on that, so we can generate the reports. So for that we have basic examples, we have front end applications or any SBI logins. If you use Facebook application, right, user whenever login, so we are storing all the user information. We have the different tables are there, login info, Facebook customer information, login information and homepage information. Like we have similar components are there. So whenever we submitting the data at front end application, it was storing at backend database. Next time whenever you are signing into that Facebook or SBI net banking or whatever it may be, the front end application, so how the system knows the corresponding username, what is the password and all. So we already stored the data in the somewhere in the database or in the cloud. By the time the system is knowing the corresponding user, this is the password, whatever we given the password, it will match at backend and it will extract the information. If it is not giving one character proper also, it will throw error like invalid username or password with the red color error code. So these are all front end application. They are while generating the code, while building the code, they are giving the pop-up messages. If it is not matching, what is an error? Sometimes it is a case sensitive also. The username and password. The case sensitive means whenever we are trying to sign up in your credentials, username or passwords, we have to give exactly the capital letter means capital letter or small letter means small letter. And some combination also it required special character and one number and one the normal characters in order to give the password is strong. So that is the main objective of the database why we are using in the real time in every organization, in every project, in every IT sector. Definitely the backend database we are using and ETL concepts we are using. Without the database backend ETL tools, there is no IT sector in the market, because such a most useful in that backend. So if we are having the non coding background, so this is very good to go forward, because it is very it will be the constant queries and all. Whoever doing hard work, they can learn the queries easily. And major advantages, we are using the ETL tool. So the tool contains all components, just you need to do some modifications. It's clear to everyone.
Yes, yes, Madhu. Yes.
Yes, it's clear, sir.
So we'll start with the data types. So we'll list out data types first. So we have char, we have integer, We have varchar. We have varchar 2. We have decimal. We have date, date time, the int, long int. So these are the different data types in the Oracle. And again, so the data types also one database to other database that changing. So in one database we are using small tiny int and small money numerical 19,4, 18,4, decimal, float. So we are using in different ways. But in the Oracle database, most of the times we are using char, integer, varchar, varchar to decimal, date and date time. These are the major we are using in the Oracle database. So these are the data types. So anyone idea what is the use of data types?
To represent the nature of the data.
Exactly. So whatever we are trying to insert the data, so we have to first prepare the DDL statement, what type of data you are going to store in the corresponding column. According to that, you have to give the corresponding data type. As you said, like so, it will decide the nature of every individual columns and what column we need to provide the data type and what is the length we have to give. So if we'll give an examples like, so we have the PAN and Aadhaar and mobile numbers, right? The mobile number, the length will be constant and it cannot store any characters or any special characters, hyphens or nothing. It will always store the integer values. But if you use Aadhaar also, right, it will be 11 digit. That is also there is no alphanumeric characters are present. It only the integers are there. But if you take it PAN, right, it will be 10 digits again the combination. The combination is there means then we can call it as alphanumeric. It means the sense alphabets also there, numerics also there. Okay. So if you take pin codes, zip codes, so these are all it will be completely integer and transactional columns, amount columns we are making decimals, and age columns we are giving integer, and address columns combination it will be there alphanumeric, and the names also may sometimes will get alphanumeric. So other number, sorry, PAN number. So it's similarly and UAN number also it will be alphanumeric. Like based on the nature of, if you are maintaining any date columns, only date, we are using date, only date data type. If you are maintaining along with the date and along with the timestamp, we can use date time. We are maintaining true or false, we can use boolean. So double and long int and begin. This is it's very database to database. These are changing for just for your awareness. I am giving this list here: begin, long int, and double. Okay, it is clear. So we'll discuss individual. So character is used to store the textual descriptions like names, address, etc. It maintains fixed length, fixed or constant length. This is the main here. So the character, so do you While inserting the data, we have to provide single code, that is example hello. So the character, it is used to store the textual descriptions like names, address, PAN number, etc. So, and it maintains fixed length or constant length. Let us take, so we have the PAN number, right? It will be 10 digits itself. It cannot be on, it cannot decrease, it cannot increase. Such columns we are giving the char data type, okay? Because the PAN number, it's combination of the numbers and characters. Okay. Next, integer. It is used to store the numeric values like age, mobile number, other, phone number, etc. You guys are following or not?
Yeah, Madhu. We are following.
Okay. So next, second, my system got hanged. So next, varchar. In this is the interview question here. They will ask difference between varchar and varchar2. Rare cases, but there is a chance to ask the differences. So I will give you here, or sometime they will ask difference between char, varchar and varchar2. The char, varchar and varchar2, these three data types will store the textual is alphanumerics only. But the major difference, character maintains fixed length. And if you give varchar, so try to listen. So let us take, so I have given employee name and data type is varchar and given the length is 10 here, okay? Try to understand. I have given the employee column name as employee name and corresponding data type is varchar and given length as 10. Now I'm trying to insert employee name as hello. Now hello, how much, like what is the length of hello? 5 characters, right? But we given the 10, right? The remaining 5 size of the column, it will be wasting at backend database. Like the disk space will be increasing. The disk size is increasing because for this record itself we are wasting the 5 length here. Like we have like some millions of records. The same, it will be for every record we have some spaces we are wasting means. So the data, the disk will be high, it will be increased. Sometimes performance issues will come. But if you use varchar2, the same column as employee name and given the length as 10. But again the name value is hello itself. So we given the length as 10 and but we are inserting only the 5 length character itself. The remaining 5 characters it will be deallocating from the database backend automatically. So it will be deleting them whatever we are not using that space at backend automatically. So in varchar we are wasting the spaces, wasting the size. In varchar2 we are saving the size of the disk. And in the char we are maintaining the fixed or constant length. It's clear?
Will it consider space also in between if we give anything?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you take hello, right? If you give space here, it will be length is 6. If you give 2 spaces, 7, 8, 9. So even space, nulls, everything will be considered. Even the special characters also included in the length.
You told it is like alphanumeric in the sense only alphabets and numerics it will be, right? But space also you are asking, then you are telling like space will allow.
Yeah, space it allows everything here, but while
Okay.
taking the length also it will be including. Alphanumeric in the sense like, so it maintains strings, right? So the string in the sense, so we are providing inside a single quote. Inside the single quote we can provide any information.
Okay.
But if you
Fine.
declared integer here as a data type, if you take it as an id, but if you're trying to insert these values, it will throw error. But if you created a varchar and we can give integer values itself. Try to listen. So if you like declared as integer, but if you're trying to insert characters, it won't allow. But if you declared as varchar, but if you we can give the numeric values.
Can you provide some more examples beside the varchar examples?
Okay.
Like beside hello.
The same it used to store the textual descriptions like these are all, but it maintains variable length. It means we can increase or decrease. Example, employee name column declared as varchar 10 and we are inserting value is hello, and it contains length is 5, but remaining 5 of the length from a column its space, sorry, its size is occupying in this on backend. In employee table, employee name column declared as varchar 10. Declare data type as varchar 10 and we are inserting the value is hello and it contains length is 5, but remaining 5 of the length from a column its size is occupying in disk at backend. So here the length of unwanted data, unwanted size, string. It's clear?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, sir.
Yes.
So now on the same way varchar 2, it will be applicable same, the small difference it will be there. But in these data types and all they won't ask because as we are going as an experience, these are all very scratch information. But without this information we cannot go further. So the same it is used to store the textual description like names, address, span, whatever it may be. So it maintains variable length. So example in employee table, employee column declared data type as varchar 2 10 and we are inserting the value is hello and it contains length is 5 but remaining 5 of the length from a column it is it is deallocating or removing the size on backend automatically. So we can save the disk size. Clear? If we declared varchar to whatever we are unwanted data we are using, right, it will be deallocating or removing the size at backend automatically. So we can save the disk size. But if you use varchar here, whatever we are unwanted, like the length of a corresponding column or the row, we are wasting the size here. But as we are practicing, right, so we are not aware, like, so we are inserting max to 100 records to 200 records, right? Apart from that, so we are not much records we are inserting by the time, so you don't know the performance issues and all. But if you are working in the real time, right, by the time you will come to know that. So if you use varchar, if you know the exact length, then we are using char, because if you take it, right, like PAN number, the PAN number will be always constant, that is 10 digits. That is an alphanumeric. So in such scenarios we can give char. But if you know if you declared as employee name as char, right, if you give in length as 10, but the employee name beyond 10 also it will be there is a chance, right, the length of the 10 greater than that also, employee name or any address and all. So we cannot predict that always the length will be the 10 itself for such columns. So if you are not aware of the column length what we are getting from the source or from whatever they are giving, by the time we can give varchar and we can give some high length. So then by the time if you give varchar to high length, whatever the data is coming, the corresponding data will be occupying and the remaining deallocating at backend. It's clear?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, what is the next data type?
Decimal.
Decimal. Okay. It is used to store the numeric and float or precision values, right? Example. So, 3. Can anyone in the class, what is the definition of decimal 10,3 here?
Precision or scale, sir. 10 is precision, 3 is scale.
Total length?
13, sir.
13.
After 10 digits, it will come one decimal point, sir.
Any other answers?
10.
Any other? Any other guys?
No, mother, you can continue.
So whatever is said, that is half of only correct. So here decimal 10,3, right? The first defines total length. In the total length, the 3 defines. So out of 10, 3 will be precision. So that is three. So this is the meaning of it. Okay. So here 10 means total length. In the next one is in the total length 3 digits are the precision and the remaining will be the normal original value. 10 means total length and 3 means out of 10 so 3 are precision values. It's clear?
In the sense, after dot, how many digits it will come? That is precision, is it?
Correct, correct.
For suppose if it is 10, comma 10 in the sense, before point it will be like 5, or how it will be? 10, comma 10 in the sense, how we
Correct.
can consider?
10 comma 10. There is no value right in that scenario.
In the sense 0 point like that, or nothing.
Nothing it will. So
That
here,
is-
so what you are trying to say
That
here?
is invalid condition.
10 comma 10. Right? So now we are giving
Yeah.
all the fraction values itself here.